What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is another Comic Collector Origins show, episode 71. I am Justin, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. And I'm having fun here with this new background music stuff. So I hope everybody can hear me because we're jamming right now. Just talking some rock and roll and stuff after that Batman movie last night. The soundtrack was so good, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but man, great stuff there. So welcome everybody. See, we got some people hanging out already. Definitely excited for today because, again, Comic Collector Origins, it's the show. If you're not familiar with it, it's the show where I interview the community. I talk to friends and people in the community and get to know their origin story, how they first got started with this amazing hobby, how they got introduced to the community, so on and so forth. So the show's been fantastic. It's been such a great experience. 71. This is 71. So really wild stuff. And again, normally we do these at 2:00 Eastern. With my schedule, I had to kind of change some things around for today. So that's why we're doing it here at 12 noon. But appreciate everybody that's hanging right now. And let me talk about my guest here for a sec, because my guest that I have for today is somebody who truly is a pillar to this community, someone who is the glue and brings the community together in a way that, again, supports everybody. Always see him in the chats, always see him commenting on people's posts on Instagram, always see him supporting and sharing other people's shows and events and hangouts and things like that. And he's been somebody who has been a good friend to me, a really good friend to me, somebody that I've just gotten to know over I don't know, at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years now ago, maybe going on 2 years. And it's actually not his first time on the show. He's been on on the channel, I should say. It's his first time on Origins, but he's been on my channel before. And so this is not his first, but it certainly is not his last either. And of course, I'm talking to my good friend Rosko from Geek Out with Rosko. Rosko, what up, brother?
Truly appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you so much. That was an amazing introduction.
Absolutely, bro.
Oh man, that was awesome. You know me, I love the community, so that's so great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Heck yeah, man. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. I know we've talked. I've had you on in the past. We've had some really fun streams and things like that. You're doing your own thing now, which I love. I love all the content that you're putting out there. The streams, the shows, the everything. And so anyone watching right now, if you're not following this man, I put his information in the description below for his YouTube channel and his Instagram channel. So you've come a long way, Rosko. I love it.
Yeah, I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning about this. I'm still a rookie, in the reference to sports terms. I'm still a rookie in this game. It's there's a lot to learn. So, and the thing is that and you just keep learning though. But overall, yeah, I'm still learning how to do stuff, and I'm just having fun, man. That's it. That's all I'm here to do. Is have fun.
That's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about, man. You're doing a great job at doing it. And I always say, man, as long as you're having fun, it's all that matters. And it looks like you are. It looks like you're enjoying yourself. So
absolutely.
Very cool. So I see we got a few folks in the house. Let's say a quick hello to them in the chat, and then we will dive into the questions here. So right off the bat, my man got his seats up front. Phil, Comic Talk Weekly, always sneaking up into the front seats, man. He always gets the good seats. Always. Good to see you, Phil. We got White Tiger, Cool Calm Collected, Cowabunga. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by, Ruben. We got TM Nerdy Station. TM Nerdy. He was just live earlier this morning, hanging out with Chillmonger. So got to catch him for a little bit. So good to see you, Travis. Let's see. I'm sitting too close to the TV, man. Step back just a little, man. Just a little. Yeah. We got my man John from John's Comics with Kids. What's up, John? Just saw him having a really cool hangout with Michael and Riley over at Downright Nerdy Podcast, and he had his daughters with him. That looked like a blast. I was very jealous. Yeah, man. Circumstances also in the house. What's going on, brother? Says let's go. Phil's asking if you want to run with scissors while we wait. Do not do that, Phil. Put the scissors down, please.
Oh, that man's wild. Let me tell you.
TM, do not encourage him. TM, do not encourage him. What's going on in these chats right now, Rosko?
Man.
My man's
those
pulling
spy ticks, I tell you.
Yeah. Double duty here, Rosko. In the chat, on the screen, doing it all. Love it.
Look out.
You guys got your food here. Look at this. I love this. The popcorn. John Stout in the house. Just saw him over on Instagram. I was doing a little live stream over there just before this show. So good to see you, John. Thanks for stopping by as well. Uncanny Swag. What's going on to you, my friend?
Brodor, baby. Brodor.
Absolutely. We got Sove Collector, my brother Michael, in the house as well. Appreciate him changing his time to catch us here. I gave him the heads up earlier this week. So appreciate you, Sove. Let's see, scrolling through here. We got a lot of comments and everybody saying hi to each other. We got Brother John in the house. Good morning, Brother John. Good to see you. I've been seeing Brother John popping up in a lot of the chats lately. So good to see you. Welcome to the community, man. Love the support and seeing you around. We got Damien in the house, Sleepy Reader 666 Station, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you as well.
He may see me later on Cover Slingers. He always stops by there too. So
nice. You're gonna get a full dose of Rosko today, folks.
Oh, three shows today.
Man, back to back, my dude. That's great. I love it. Sounds like a blast, man. You got a lot ahead of you.
It's fun, man. Just having fun.
Chunk Monster in the house. Happy Saturday to you. We got Comics Kings, Brandon. Happy Saturday to you, Station. Unruly Simeon, my dude. What is up, Unruly? I just saw. Did I just see Comic Stash? No. Did I just see? No. Chat jumped on me. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Getting through. J2 in the house. Jay Ramirez. What's going on, brother? Just saw he was seeing some Batman recently as well, so he looked like he was all pumped. He had his popcorn, his drink ready, and everything. It was a good shot. We got Planet Clintar Comics in the house. Hello. We got Sheena showing the love for Rosko. What's going on, Sheena?
Oh,
thanks
Sheena.
For sing it, man. Sing it. Love it. Let's see. Scrolling through. I think I got everybody at the moment. Brandon's dropping some links. Appreciate that, Brandon. So yeah, TM says I am pumped to get 3 doses of Rosko. There you go. So yeah, man. You
said no one day. Said no one ever.
No. So everybody here, welcome. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you are subbed up to Rosko. His information is in the description below if you haven't already subbed up to him. So other than that, let's get into this, man. And Rosko, again, one thing too I wanted to mention was, people might not know this, but you and I, we have been champions, champions for a while now for the Lame or Frame show that Rod has, Just the Rican and his comics, and boom, yeah, the man's doing a workout with the pencil. That was some epic times. I think that was the first time maybe that we had met or streamed on person. On stream there was with Rod. So shout out to Rod bringing people together.
Heck yeah. But that's where I first started here on YouTube was Rod. So that was my first dosage, but I think that was like my 3rd show ever. Was you were my tag team partner? Lamer Frame, man. That was
so good. Great. I still have the drawings, by the way. I have them around here somewhere. So I'm always gonna keep at least the one. The one I always say it's the one that helped us win. But I tried my best, bro. I tried my best.
I remember when we were I couldn't have a reference because we won, and then it's like, oh, they gave us a penalty. They're like, all right, Rosko, you can't use it. I'm like,
yeah.
What? And then I still somehow remembered something of that because it was Godzilla monsters, right?
Yep. All the kaiju monsters. Yeah. You did great, man. I just remember off the cuff. I'm like, hey, why does my man get a setback here? Because you've been crushing the show. Like anytime you were on there, I know that wasn't your first time drawing at that point too. I mean, on the show, but so they knew your skills. So I like that they put a little clip on you, but you still were able to come out, as a champ. So that was great. Thank you. I hope your shoulders are okay from carrying me that entire evening.
My back has still been a little.
Gotta stretch a little here and there. We got my brother Gomez in the chat. What's going on, Gomez? Thanks for stopping by. So Rosko, let's get into this, man. I want to ask you first and foremost the big question of when did the actual hobby start for you? Not even the community yet, but just when did you fall in love or discover that passion with comics, with the characters, whether it was the movies, the cartoons, the films, the books. What was it for you that got you into it, and how old were you? What was your environment like? Did you have family that got you into it? Friends? Were you by yourself? Like, what did that look like for you?
Absolutely, man. Well, it was at a young age. I've been drawing and stuff. So my mom. Shout out to my mom, Mama Rosko. Everyone knows Cindy Roskowski. That's my mom. She's amazing.
Heck yeah.
But being a single parent, she used to watch a bunch of us. In my little town that people had broken homes and stuff. So my house was like the safe haven. My mom cooked for everyone. She was the best. But she would take us on field trips to the library. Mm. And where everyone's reading books, I'm in the corner reading the Garfield strips. I'm reading a cartoon, so it got me into that. And but what happened was my mom too. She also there was a comic book at my doctor's office, and I tried my best. I usually have it near me, and I couldn't find it. I wanted to show it today. I have no idea where I put it, and I'm like, I went bonkers looking for it. But it was like one of those PSA. For a new medicine, and it was Captain America versus the asthma monster. And
nice.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? This is so cool, because I'm used to seeing cartoons. I'm not seeing used to seeing Captain America fighting some guy, to help this kid because, because he can't breathe, so, but yeah, so, but I was just like, oh, and my mom was just like, oh, just keep it. It's okay. He'll be all right. So I ended up keeping that, and I have it still to this day.
Wow.
So that kind of got me going. But then my dad had actually brought me to my first comic shop after my mom had said, oh, he really liked this book. He's like, all right. So he took me, and then I got hooked on Spider-Man.
Nice.
Spider-Man.
Hell yeah. Nice.
It was just phenomenal. But growing up, like I said, it was I was really into sports more, and comic books were like just a fun, little escape. I used to that's what I used to read more than anything. But sports really were. But to be honest, when I really hardcore got back, I had to get back into the hobby.
Yeah.
It was 2018, 2019. Is when I honestly just am now. I'm like full on learning. That's
all
why
in.
It's So on top of trying to learn YouTube, I'm also learning more, about the I didn't know about grading and all. It's so wild.
Yeah.
Stuff that I before, because I still have books that I had from when I was a kid, but
That's so cool.
are beat to hell. These are ones that I literally
well loved, we call it.
Roll up in and I stick in my back pocket. Sure. I'm out of here, and then I trip and I'd fall right on it and smash it. And then it's okay. So I still have a lot of those books that are just beat that loved. They're just loved.
That's awesome.
Loved.
Those are the best.
So but I would say 2018, 2019 is when I'm now in more of comics are it So, because that's what got me back into drawing too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was going to ask you too. I know that obviously that is a passion of yours, and I was curious, kind of when you started that versus, with where where you're at right now. So you took a break from that for a while then before you got back into it. Yeah,
because I went to school for it, and then I kind of stopped drawing and stuff. I don't know, kind of just I just would doodle. I was working, and I just didn't really have time to just do it because it was like a leisure, And so what happened was like I said, 2018, 2019, when I started learning what a variant cover was and stuff, I was like, what,
multiple versions of this. What?
Yeah. So that really got me wanting to draw. And the first thing I drew, and I'll never forget it. The first thing I that I did was I did a bust of Man-Thing.
Oh, cool.
And it just kind of and I don't know why, but that just made me just want to start drawing. And then my first cover, comic book cover that I did, the first blank I ever did was a Wolverine. And I donated it to a charity auction on Instagram.
Wow.
And it did pretty well. So then I started going, all right, well, maybe I can do this a little bit more. So So and then that's I said, both of those intertwined. My love of getting back into comic books as well as drawing these characters made me want to learn these characters, more about their backstories and what stories they've been in. So it was a really cool hand in hand experience to like be like, oh, I want to learn about the character that I want to draw. So yeah.
I could imagine. That's really cool. I mean, it works out perfectly, obviously, and I'm sure you see a lot of inspiration from, all the other, just a lot of the work that's out there right now and tied into what you're reading. So that's really cool. I want to say a quick hello in the chat. I saw Inja Binja hanging out with us. What's going on? Inja showing some love. We also got Dan De La Torre. Good to see you, Dan. Good morning.
The ancient one.
Let's see. Scrolling through here. Yes. Circumstances says, yeah, learning about grading books was a trip for me. 100%. And I'll be honest, like I'm still learning. I mean, with grade, I mean, I'm not a professional grader and it's not an easy thing to just, kind of pick up, and it's, it can be different for everybody in a sense. Right. So I know it's kind of,
you never know, and that's what I'm learning too, is like, I've seen people where they're like, this would normally they're like, oh, what, I'd normally get a 9.8 for this, and they get a 9.6. And then other people, it's like, look at these 4 ticks right here. And then it's like, man, this would have got me a 9.4, and here I'm getting a 9.8. So, I mean,
it's tough.
I guess it's whoever you got that day, who's great.
It kind of, it's subjective for sure.
The end of the day, all right, whatever, 9.8. Okay,
right. I want to go home. I want to get out of here.
It's Friday. It's 4:30. I'm out of here. 9.8 for you.
9.8 for you. That's great. Sove Collector says, yes, Man Thing is the best. He's a big Man Thing fan. Awesome. So very cool that was a first drawing for you. Hey, the Gray Man in the house. What's going on, Gray Man? Hey. Not that pesky Rosko fella. This guy.
Yes. I'm about to see him in a couple hours here. I'm about to beat him on his own channel.
Nice. Boom. There you go. So it's interesting that you mentioned, 2018, 2019, that's when you got back into it. Because that's when I got into it. That's when I got into it really for the first time. I mean, I didn't, I know we talked about it. Like I didn't dabble much prior to this, and I had to discover comics on my own terms and not my dad's or anyone else's. So for me, that was something that I it seemed like a lot of, as I'm talking to people and interviewing different folks coming onto the show. It sounds like it's been 2018, 2019, even up until the pandemic. Like a lot of people jumped in. Because of the pandemic, being stuck at home, not having much to do, looking for that new itch or that new thing to kind of get into. And it's got a lot of people either into it for the first time or even back into it, like yourself, where it's like, something from your childhood type thing. So, these past 4 or 5 years, it seems like a lot of folks have jumped back into the community, which has been fantastic because we get to meet all these awesome people, and people bringing knowledge to the table of their own and experiences of their own. So, I'm right there with you in terms of kind of the time of which you went all in is kind of around the time I, did as well. Hey, we got Guy in the house from Pressable Defects. What's going on, Comic Forge? Good to see you. We got John said, I just don't care about grading. Hot take. Yeah, John, you're not alone, man. I don't think you're alone.
Some people love them raw too. I mean, I know absolutely. A lot of people that are like, nah, I'd rather keep my raw books. And it's like, hey, as long as you got the book and that's the book you want, hey, then I think you're happy.
Then you're a winner. Yeah, exactly. Where did I was going to ask you, did like the cartoons or any movies from the past play a role in you getting more into these comic book characters and things like that? I know you were talking about Spider-Man early on. Did you ever watch like some of the cartoons when you were younger? Things of that nature as well.
Bro, I'm a hardcore cartoon nut, man. Yeah. I love cartoons. Oh my gosh, and right now I'm actually collecting. I'm on this nostalgic hunt lately where I'm collecting all these like old school cartoons and like movie related books. But
that's cool.
But yeah, absolutely. Like the 80s and 90s, like some of that stuff happened. Oh yeah, I loved. I mean, to be honest with you, like I got Darkwing Duck issue #1. That's one of my like favorite books now in my collection.
That's so cool.
Gargoyles issue #1.
Oh, I remember Gargoyles.
Yeah. So I mean, like. I'm heavy into the whole cartoon thing, but I actually just got I just got a Bob's Burgers book.
Oh,
you see
sweet.
me on Spine Ticks. Actually, I'm going to be showing it later on Cover Slinger.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just really heavy into cartoons, so I'm a big cartoon nut. So,
Cool.
but that's what I've been learning. That's what I've been collecting lately.
Nice.
But back in the day, yeah, I mean, cartoons have a major influence on me. Like I said, I was reading cartoon strips before, like, you know. But yeah, you definitely. I was up Saturday morning, bro. I was up early.
Yeah.
And I got my Cheerios. With no milk in a bowl, and I would just eat it like it would, like they were little chips, and I would be glued to that TV for those Saturday morning cartoons, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, absolutely,
so great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
you're not alone there, man.
If Travis TM is here, I know he's a big cartoon fan too.
Oh yeah, he's here.
Yeah,
he's dangerous. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so but yeah, cartoons. But if you know, like my style of artwork is, I'm more of a cartoonist style. I'm not a realist. You know, like I you know, my stuff is more cartoon style-esque.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so, like I said, that's how the whole hobby. Like I said, like Humberto Ramos, I love his artwork. You know, Scotty Young is my dude. I met him back in 2003, and that was the last time I kind of was in the comic books. Like because I had moved to Florida, so what happened was when I moved to Florida, a lot of people weren't too into the whole comic book thing, and you know, trying to fit in a whole new state. You know, it was just like, you know. So, but like I said, 2003 was the last con I went to. And I don't know why I'd never been back. And then I literally was about to go back on my birthday in 2020.
And then everything shut down.
Then the whole world just went upside down, man. So I was like, but I'm trying to go this year, man. Trying to go to MegaCon this year in Orlando.
Sweet.
But
you're based in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm originally from Jersey. Born and raised in Jersey, and then now I'm in the warm weather of Florida. So,
yeah, you're not missing anything up here, man. You're not missing anything.
Believe me, my back does not miss shoveling snow. That's all I got to say. And trying to push cars, oh man, and black ice, don't even get me started. So,
no.
But yeah, I know you got to deal with all that. So
yes. The fun times. MegaCon sounds cool. I would love to go there at some point. What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Port St. Lucie. It's where the Mets play, the Mets spring training.
The spring. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like West Palm Beach. If you know where West Palm Beach is, I'm like 45 minutes from there. So
nice.
I'm on the East Coast.
Right. I love it. That's cool. I would love to get back down to Florida at some point, and for MegaCon especially. We do have some family down there. My girlfriend's brother lives down there. And I'd like to go back to Disney at some point, because that's something I grew up loving, and haven't been able to get back there yet. So
let me tell you, man. Universal is cool too, man. If you don't go to Disney, even if you get a chance to go to Universal, that's fun, because awesome. Because they have like a whole Marvel like area, so I mean, I don't know if you've been there.
When I was little,
okay.
I was like 10 years old.
Okay. Well, they have a whole Marvel like little section town, and like they have a comic book shop there too. But if they don't really have too many books there, but the statues that you can get there,
I'd be down for that, man. Dangerous. It's very dangerous for my wallet, but
oh no.
We're gonna have to start up a new Blame Rosko show if you keep that up. But you're right. I definitely, if I get plan a trip down there where I hit up a lot of Disney stuff, I would like to do Universal. That's what I used to do as a kid. I used to go down, my mom used to take me, my grandma, my cousins, my uncle, and, we'd go down and do a whole like week down there, and we'd spend time at all the different, some of the different, Disney places, and then also go to Universal. We even did like SeaWorld a couple times, threw that in there as well. But again, I was, 10. We went like every year when I was growing up. So I was like, 2 every other year, I think it was. So I was like 2, 4, 6, 8. It kind of, went in order like that. So, but it has been a while now at this point. So I'd love to get back down there. And like you said before, you mentioned in the cons, MegaCon, I hear is a mega Con. I hear it's a really good one in terms of the turnout, in terms of the folks who go there that set up tables, the creators that are there. So you said you haven't gone back since, and up until you were trying to go back, more recently. So when was that was that your first time, your first experience at a Comic-Con back in, what did you say, 2013 or 2012?
Yeah, I mean, for that one, as big as that one was,
Okay.
I was like, growing up, there were a couple like, small cons, nothing like crazy. This was when in 2003 I went to Wizard World,
Oh, okay.
Wizard World East,
Cool.
which is based in Philly,
Yeah.
or was, I mean, it was in Philly at the time. So, but I would say that, yeah, I mean, all the other ones leading up to that were just like small, like, just, nothing like wild, but like maybe one person that was like, but yeah, I mean, but that was my biggest con. And then, like I said, I don't know why I never went back, because there was so much going on
Yeah.
that it's an unbelievable experience if no one's ever gone to one.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I can't wait for you to go back to one now, as you mentioned, and hopefully you're able to do that soon, because now that you're in this community, and I'm only speaking from experience at this point, it's amazing to be able to just meet all the different folks that you've met online in person, people that travel, especially to some of these bigger cons like MegaCon, I think is considered pretty big.
Right.
People travel to that, so I wouldn't be surprised if you run into certain folks. I hope I run into you one day.
Right.
when I make that trip. I just plan to go to C2E2 for this year. That was my bigger, try. I'm going to go to Baltimore still. I'm going to go to, Connecticut, Terrificon. Those two, pretty big for me as well. But C2E2 is a really big one as well, up there in that level of MegaCon, I think. So, but that's in Chicago. So I'm like, I feel like I can only do like one or two of those, airplane trips a year or something, because they add up quickly.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, but I'll get down there. I'll get down there, or maybe you come up here one day. You come back up. Do you have any family or friends in Jersey, or any connections up here?
Everyone's up there, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's still up there. Yeah, I mean, like all my family's still in New Jersey. So
okay,
and they're actually like right by you, bro. Like it's wild, like how close they are to you.
Really? Oh my gosh.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So because you told me where you were from before, and I was just like, I'm like, man, I got family like right by me. So like
they could be my neighbors.
So,
like, whoa,
yeah. So when I'm up there, we're definitely hitching up. We're definitely going.
Please do.
We're definitely hunting, bro.
Please do, man. That's awesome. That is very cool. Hey, we got Cole's Comics in the house. What's going on, Cole?
Hey.
Heard a rumor you didn't have hands, Rosko, which is crazy to see you that you're a good drawer.
I don't have hands.
This guy.
No.
We also got Mike here in the house. Evil's Comics. What's going on? Let's see. I thought I saw.
I wish I had like a prop. I wish I had a prop of like little like weird like baby hand type things. Like if I had like hey.
Yeah. That'd be great. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh yeah, I saw Sleepy said all raw all the time. Talking about the raw books there. Gray Man says big talk for a little fella. That's funny.
Oh, man.
So do you have some books that you want to show off here? Something special something that means something special to you?
Okay, so I'm going to show off this one, and I know he's not here, but if he does watch the rewind, he may freak out because he loves this guy. But this, like I was telling you, when I was growing up, I really was into sports, So when I saw this book, I didn't know what to do. I literally was like, oh my gosh, that's a real book. Like, I can't believe this is a real book. Super Pro issue number 1, NFL Super Pro issue number 1 with Spider-Man.
I've never seen that.
Bearded Comic Bro is going to freak out. But we've had conversations where we think that this actually could be like a movie.
Wow.
But do you know about Super Pro?
No, I don't.
You should talk to John's Comics and kids. Ask him about Super Pro. It's one of his favorites. I know that. But when I saw this, I couldn't believe that NFL had put out a superhero and then had my man Spider-Man. So that's something that is near and dear to me growing
really
up.
cool.
And then so talking about 2003, when I met Scotty Young. I met Scotty Young when he was doing like before the baby stuff, like before the little kid artwork.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So this is the Scotty Young that I was obsessed with, and he did this Human Torch where I got autographed.
Whoa.
And just to tell you, the man definitely changed his autograph since 2003.
Wow.
He no longer has it say Scotty. So let me tell you, this is an old autograph.
That's really cool.
How dope is this cover, though? This Human Torch cover?
I've never seen that. That is so sick. And I have heard about like Scotty Young having a different style, back in the day and stuff like that. I didn't realize the signature though either. That's really cool to have in your collection now at this point.
Yeah, because I have other Scotty. I mean, because Scotty's my dude. Like that's my dude. Like after I met him in 2003, and how just like down to earth, like cool. Because I mean, he was doing Human Torch, and I believe he was just starting to do Venom. I think at that time I can't remember, but he was just such a cool guy, just a nice guy. So so I became obsessed like with him as an artist. Like, so that's why I love that cartoon style. But yeah, that's his old signature, and that's why that is like never leaving my collection ever. All right, and then so I told you I went to Wizard World East 2003, right?
Nice.
This is the program from it. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a signature right there.
Yeah.
That's Jim Lee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I met Jim Lee.
That is so cool.
I told Jim Lee to shut up.
What?
I was in a
Go
panel.
on.
Okay. So I was at a panel where they have 4 artists up on this panel where they talk, and why they all have a piece of paper and they all draw, and they draw something, and then they pass it to the artist next to them, and then they finish the drawing. And then what they did was they put the pictures up for auctions for charity, and nice. It was the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so dope. My buddy bought one, but the people on the panel. Well, Jim Lee was supposed to be there, and everyone else is there, and they're running late. We're sitting here because the thing is that I really wanted to see this panel. I'm in the back row. I just made the final, like, because there's only so many seats in these, like, and then once the seats fill up, you're like, okay. But I made like in the back, but there was still a seat next to me, like on the very corner, but no one else came in. Well, someone comes in and they're on the phone, and and they're talking up front. And I'm literally like, all right, this is so cool. You got the artists for Transformers up there. You have, there was some, some OGs up there, and it's just like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. And this person comes in and they're on the phone, like, yeah, right. And I can hear them behind me. So I'm like, I literally, like, they come up and then they come and sit on the end seat, and they're like on the phone. And I'm just like, man, come on. I was like, excuse me, can you please be quiet or take that call outside? Right. All of a sudden he's like, okay, yes, I got to go. And he hangs up the phone, turns around. It's Jim Lee.
Oh my God.
Jim Lee. And my mouth went, my jaw dropped. I didn't know what to do. Like, he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He goes, my wife had a flat tire. And she was calling me, so I just told her to call AAA because I'm coming in right now, blah blah blah. Like, so I was like, he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, I know I'm late, and he goes, so he's like, and I have my program in my hands, because it was one of the first things there, and he just like, here, let me. He takes it and he just signs it real quick, and he goes, I'm so sorry again. He's like, hey, I'm here, like, and I'm just like,
oh my God,
my buddy's next to me. My buddy's next to me, has my shirt just like, and I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, thank you. And he's like, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, oh my God, Jim. I was like, so.
You just told him to shut up. That's great.
I was like, can you just keep it there? You shut up over there, please. Like, I'm just, that's like, so funny. I was like, can you please take that phone call outside?
You're not in the wrong, man. I don't think you're in the wrong. So,
but yeah,
that's
so.
Funny.
So forever I will have this. Like I said, it's just like because it was just like I mean, like, the placement's horrible,
Sure,
So,
but no, but it's a darker cover to begin with, but it's just a cool random thing that happened to you.
yeah, and I'll never
That
forget.
no one else can like say that happened to them, you know, in that type of signature, to getting that type of signature. So it's really, really cool. And the fact that you got to, talk with him briefly, even though it was really just you yelling at him to shut up. Real quick, I saw aggressively relaxing in the house. He says, it's awesome. I love the strange crossovers too. Uncanny Swag talking about Patrick Roy is the Super Pro. I'm not familiar with Super Pro. I did not know about that.
Nice.
Attention Seeking Geek.
Hey,
what were you saying?
Oh no, he's just saying Patrick Wall. He's making hockey references here.
Oh, okay.
Those Colorado guys.
Let it be known, Rosko is a bloody sweetheart, a jewel in this community. 100% agree with you there.
Thank you so much, Ben. You're amazing.
Mark Robinson, what's going on, Mark? He says he likes the version of the Human Torch that you were showing earlier. Yeah. It is very cool. We also got Nigel Desired Comics in the house. What's going on, Nige?
Hey. All right.
Geez,
I have one more thing to show, just to let you know. I got one last thing, and Uncanny Swag is going to love this. But but I just got to say, if you know me, then you know that this is my all-time comic right here, Flash Gordon.
Nice.
Riding the shark.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
With his short shorts, knife in the mouth. I mean, that's hands down, this is one of the greatest covers to ever.
So dope.
Yeah. So
what's the name of the publisher? Or I've seen that before.
This is a Whitman.
Yeah. Whitman. Okay. I've seen that.
Issue number 30. Yeah. It's so funny because I got this out of a dollar bin a long time ago.
Yeah.
And, I shouldn't say a long time, a couple of years ago. It feels so long because how many times I hit up the dollar bins, but I found this book and I absolutely loved it just because of how redonkulous this is. Like, I mean, it's just, come on. Like, so I love this book so much, and but the thing is that I went just recently just to check on eBay and be like, I wonder how much that book really goes for. Yeah. I think it's like a $20 book, or like, because those Whitmans are like, hard to find.
Sure. I get to that.
Like, yeah. So I mean, it's not in the greatest of shape, but I mean, it's actually not in bad shape for. No,
it looks. It presents well. It looks great from here. So, but for $1, I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I most of my books are from the dollar.
Great deal. That's an older book too. I mean, what year is that? Do you know what year that is offhand? It's a 60. Because a lot of those are like, are they considered silver age ish?
Yeah.
Maybe 60s or 70s.
This is from. It says 1980. What?
Okay. Oh, interesting.
That's an 80. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, cool. Anyway, I love it.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I thought it was 63 for some reason. Maybe it was a different book, but yeah. So,
nice.
But yeah, that's another book. I just love that cover.
Love it. It's very cool. I've never seen it before, so that's cool. Hey, we got Bleecker Street in the house, showing some love. Chef RD also hanging out with us. What's going on, Chef?
Chef.
Again, if you guys are just joining, if nobody is, if you're not following Rosko, I put his information in the description below. Make sure you do so. Let's see. Bleecker saying you need to sell your weighted blankets with your face on them. We all need a hug from you. I love it.
Oh man, I love it. Viva la Rosko.
Phil says those aren't shorts. He's in a tunic.
Oh,
like that Flash cover.
Oh, all right.
Swag.
Well, Phil knows. He probably owns one of those.
Phil's wearing his right now. Let's see. Sosa's goes perfect with Ghost Rider 16, where Ghost Rider is riding a shark. Oh, yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that. I wonder if they homage each other at all, or if they're just two complete different things. Either way.
Got to write that down now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I love where the community makes you spend money.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? Issue number 16?
16, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Definitely going to check that out.
Phil said Rosko driving up the market on Flash Gordon right now.
Yes. God, I love it.
Let's see. Grayman says Flash Gordon leaves the poor Dolphins blowhole alone. You guys are great. Let's Let's see. Mark said, sorry he's late. He says, Roscoe, do you collect standard comics, Image, Marvel, DC? Yeah, you're big in all the main stuff, right?
Yeah,
and you're into a lot of the new stuff, all the currents, right?
Most of my collection's modern because, like I said, getting back into the in 1819, I became a variant head. I'm a cover lover. I'm definitely a cover lover. So, but yeah, I do. I'm big into Marvel because Marvel. But to be honest with you, what up, Rude? To be honest with you, though, I'm loving indies, and we've talked about that a bunch, Justin.
Yeah.
But I'm loving, there's so many indie books out there. I don't know what to read. So I mean,
I may have. Do I have a copy up behind me? Did I take it down? Oh no, I moved it. I moved my Rain cover. But yeah, glad you got into Rain there. That first issue.
but yeah, no, I'm actually. Indies have been like taking over my collection. I mean, and it's funny because I always think of Nice House on the Lake as being an indie, but it's DC. But yeah, same.
No, I do the exact same thing.
I got that one. Yeah.
For the Shark Riders, nice. Yeah. No, it's a good point. That book. I actually have it right here. This definitely reads as like a indie style.
Yep.
Especially, absolutely. I guess, just because it doesn't tie any of the DC characters in or anything like that, so it is easy to kind of forget that. But that's been fantastic. I love that you're getting into the indie stuff.
Indies have taken really kind of over more. But I gotta say, if I had to lean towards one, it'd probably be Marvel.
Yeah.
But shout out my man Evil and Rude. I know they're both big DC guys. They've kind of been persuading me into learning stuff. So what I just started reading? I read the I just started reading Harleen.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Dude. Yo, I have a whole shrine. I have a whole Harleen shrine right now.
I was after page 3, that artwork.
Yeah, man.
Page 2 and going into I was like, so I only read the book 1. I have 2 and 3. I got to read both of them. But after reading book 1, oh my gosh, what a
you're in for a treat, man. Yeah, you're in for a treat. I will tell you, Roscoe, and Bleeker said it best with the DC Black Label stuff. It has not let me down yet, and I've gotten into it more recently, probably ever since I started reading Nightwing, which is not DC Black Label, but ever since I got into Nightwing, I started reading more DC. And every DC Black Label book I've picked up, whether it was something just coming out at this time, or if I went back, like Harleen, I didn't read right when Harleen first came out. But I just read it earlier or end of last year. Everything has been fantastic. That's been great. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, if you get a chance to read that, I highly recommend it. And these are all great books what's great about them is that you don't have any required reading prior to it. Like you could just, anyone new to comics could just jump in for the most part. And have an idea, or if if you're just not into DC, I know a lot of folks are just not big on DC or whatever for whatever reason. Like these are good places to kind of jump in, and they have a obviously like a very strong beginning and ending, so it's condensed into one story. So I 100% agree, and I'm glad that you're kind of exploring a lot of that stuff. Yeah, Mark, I agree. They've been so dope for sure. Oh yeah, Wonder Woman Historia. That's another one. I have actually not read that yet, but I've heard really great things on that.
It's funny how you said take care, John. You said Wonder Woman Dead Earth because let me tell you something. I'm falling in love with Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. Fantastic. I just read Murder Falcon. I need to read that. I read it twice. Wow. I read it once and then I read it again. It was I loved it. I thought that was really good, but I loved Beta Ray Bill. So Beta Ray Bill got me hooked into Daniel Warren Johnson. So now,
makes sense.
But you know what I can't wait for, to be honest with you, with DC and Daniel Warren Johnson is the whole DC, the dinosaur Jurassic Park.
I saw that.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, me too, man. I mean, it's like but yeah, like I said, I'm slowly getting into DC, reading more DC, and and it's funny because I bought a lot of DC, like when I was first getting back into stuff, I was just buying anything. I was like, hey, I like you. Okay, cool. You got a cool cover. Okay, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not even reading this. What am I getting this for?
I did the same, bro. I did the same. No, you're not alone. I did the same exact thing when 2018, 2019, I bought a bunch of, Batman and, all these other things, Catwoman, like all these series, and I wasn't even reading them. And I was just so much more involved with X-Men and Marvel and Indies, Saga, like all this other stuff. So I did the same thing. And then I actually sold a bunch of my DC stuff and got rid of a majority of that stuff from 2018, 2019. So I'm like, why do I have it? I don't even read it. Then I got into Nightwing 78 specifically, and I literally fell back in love. And I said, you know what? Like, let me just explore some things. And that's what I was saying. Like DC right now, the way they're writing their characters, the way they're writing their stories, I feel like they're all designed in a way where anybody could read them. They're very new reader friendly, I guess you could put it that way. And a lot of the writers have been fantastic. Supergirl just come out by Tom King. That just finished. I loved it. So good. And then that's just some of these Black Label stuff. Yeah, no, good. Definitely put that on the
artist
list. Yeah.
Is what Laura, the artist on that, Laura.
Oh, no, Evely, Bilkis Evely is her name.
Oh, okay. I think it was Laura. Okay, yeah, that's the Supergirl, that one that just ended. It was like 8 series.
8 issues.
Yeah, Evil Mike just told me about that, and I can't wait to read that though. That's next on my list to read. So, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much DC now. It's like, man, I'm trying to catch up with like indies and then there's a couple Marvel books because I love Strange Academy. Strange Academy's one of my top books. Like, I mean,
I hear it's good.
It's what? You haven't read it?
I have not.
Well, let me tell you. You definitely
sell it to me. Sell it to me, Rosko. Okay. Sell it to me.
All right. So I mean, all right. So it's just me. I'm all about fun. It's a fun book. Like it's just a fun book to read. But I mean, it's like I said, I mean, people say this all the time, but it's Harry Potter meets X-Men. And it's just, like I said, it's just the character development you're gonna love, because there's so many characters, but at the same time it's taking time with each one. It's not like rushing you into each character,
right.
But I see, I like Doyle Dormammu. He's
the son of Dormammu, right?
Yep. Yeah. And he's like he's probably my favorite character, but
nice.
But overall it's just a fun read. But now it's starting to get a little like creepy with Gas Lamp, like this new villain.
Oh, I saw the cover. I saw there's a lot of hype around that character.
There's this little like Igor creature. If you see like on the cover, there's like a little guy and he has a little puppet. Well, the puppet talks for the guy. It's let me tell you, it is super creepy because they're only like down like alleyways and stuff. Like, hey kid, come over here. Like what? No, like oh no. Yeah. So but nice. I just highly recommend, like, overall it's just a fun overall read. Just like a good time. Where Doctor Strange is trying to teach, like I said, it's Harry Potter, like, Harry Potter school. Yeah. Do you like Harry Potter?
I never really got into Harry Potter. I don't not like it, but I've never really like taken time to watch all the films or anything like that. I've seen like the first 2. I read the first book when I was a kid. But I mean, I like the idea of it. It's definitely gotten me an itch with the Lego side of things, because I know that Harry Potter's, the designs are big with Lego right now. But I mean, I totally picture what you're, kind of explaining. And I will say, I have recently been on a kick with Doctor Strange in general, like just reading a lot of his older stuff. When I was live earlier, I was just talking about Strange issue number 1, and this and the death of Doctor Strange. I loved that 5-issue miniseries by Jed MacKay. This is also by Jed MacKay. This was a great issue. Like I'm really getting into that world now. I went back, I started reading some older stuff. I broke down The Oath by Brian K. Vaughan with my friend Paul PJ Morris not too long ago. So the Strange World has definitely caught my attention, and of course the movies have definitely hyped that up as well. And I'm really excited for the new Strange film. But with what you're saying here, and I've heard other people too, and I think John has definitely yelled at me to read that as well, is the Strange Academy. So I will put it on my list, my friend, and when I do read it, you'll be one of the first to know, and we'll have to chat about it, because
because you're a big X-Men fan. So this is like, just imagine if Doctor Strange, because you're getting in that world, imagine if Doctor Strange had an X-Men team.
Right, like he's as if he's like Professor X kind of in a way. Like it's wild. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm big fan. I love it. Yeah,
I
so
love it.
that's my main Marvel title right now.
Nice. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I believe you're saying this is a star-studded chat you got going here, Justin. Really enjoy the show. You do. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, TM talking about the indie, but also if indies become a universe, are they still indie? Oh, because I think from Chillmonger, who was mentioning earlier, saying that there aren't any indies the cinematic universe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that would stand. I mean,
We'll see with Image.
there are also many.
Image will be the first. I think Image will have their own.
Yeah,
I think. I think me and Travis were actually talking about that not too long ago. I mean, you have some great characters in Image. I mean, you can have like a Savage Dragon to Spawn to.
Sure.
I mean, there's like you can do Wildcats, Bad Rock from my man Youngbloods. Like, man, I would love Bad Rock, dude. That'd be dope. But there's a lot of cool characters in. I mean, Geiger's a new character. People love Geiger.
True. That's true.
I mean,
Radiant Black. There you go. TM.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Yep.
I mean, I bet you Watch. We're gonna see an Image first, and
that'd be wild. that would be wild.
Oh, okay.
Circum says everybody jumped into Tom Taylor at 78. It seems. Yeah, well, because that's when Tom Taylor took over. So that was the thing for me. Lately, I've noticed I've been following writers or creators because also the artists too get my attention. So if it's a creator that I already know I love from something else they've done, then I'm like, okay, they've proven to me, like I'm on board to see what else it is. Even if it's a character I've never read, like that's why I'm getting into Strange. Like it's, Jed McKay was great with Magic the Gathering. So that was a thing for me I wanted to explore. Nightwing I never read, but Tom Taylor, reading it, I was like, let me give this a shot. Same with Supergirl, Tom King. Like I was like, I love Tom King with the Visions back when he wrote the Visions. Other great things. I did like some of his Batman stuff that he did. I know he's still doing Batman and Catwoman. So it's the creators for me that kind of get me, to give certain things a shot more so than anything. But Rosko, I wanted to ask you, your collection that you have right now, and I see you got some short boxes. I know that's not all you have. I'm sure those short boxes have grown on you since, you started collecting, and they kind of, they're multiplying like jackrabbits. But the big question for you is what is your plan long term with your collection? Are these books that you plan to, keep with you throughout the rest of your life? Do you think you'll sell some at some point? Do you think you'll pass some down to younger generations at some point? Do you take them to the grave with you? Like what, where do you see your collection right now as a whole?
No, I honestly, I see selling the majority of them.
Yeah.
And as time goes on, but I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough to get rid of your babies.
Totally.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, I'm like I said, I'm still new, so I'm learning. And I think as we're collectors, to be honest with you, we continue to learn. No matter how long we've been in this game.
Yeah.
I think we constantly learn about new things, new ways of this or this new anything we can learn something new. But eventually, yes, I actually really want to sell half of my collection because, like I said, when I first got into it, I would like how you start like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Then all of a sudden you have like 4 variants of the same freaking book.
Yep.
And you're like, why do I have 4 of these variants? Even though you love them, because like I said, I'm a cover lover, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? So as I, started like buying books and stuff, I went, okay, well, I'm a big Scotty Young fan, so I'm going to get the Scotty Young cover or, Art Germ cover. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think over time, I definitely am going to be getting, but there's a couple that I'm going to hold on to that definitely have sentimental value.
Totally.
But I definitely want to hand down if I could. Yeah. To next generation. Absolutely, brother. But yeah, I mean, some of them are like I've gotten books, like I said, I've gotten some crazy deals on some of these books, like before the COVID, like I feel like that's where like the market just went skyrocket. So, and I feel like it's still going. It's insane. But like I said, there's a couple books that I actually was so lucky to get, like for such a unreal price that if I say it now, you're like, are you serious? You really got it for like, it's like, yeah, you know, and then there's some that I kick myself so bad that, like, you know, passing up on like Ultimate Fallout #4 for like $50, you know, or like, I mean, and it was like 9.8 candidates, like, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And then there was one more time where I like had it for like a $75, and I'm like, nah, man, because I'm like, I really wasn't spending, like, I really wasn't buying these books. The most I had spent on a book, I think, was $15. Because I was like, I'm not buying like any, like, what, I shouldn't have to, that cover says $3.99. Are you kidding me? No. right. But yeah, I just you know, I just, a lot of the books though I think I'm gonna get rid of or sell. But like I said, I'm a cover lover, so it's hard to get rid of some of these books.
I can just picture you now, like, as you're going through, like, you're like, okay, this is the pile I'm going to make that I want to get rid of. This is the pile I want to keep. And I just see you going through each one, like, oh, I got to keep that. Oh, I got to keep that. Like, oh, this is beautiful. I got to keep that too. Like, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So I don't blame you at all, man. There's so many beautiful covers out there.
I did that with a DC box recently where I was like, all right, because I was like, you know, I got to get rid of a lot of my DC, you know, and so I'm like, well, I can't get rid of this cover. Are you kidding me? No. Like, and I'm like, I literally was like, my pile, I'm like, why did I just take all these out of this box? I just left them in. What's the hell wrong with me?
You're like, I'm not getting rid of anything. It's you're not alone there, man. That's so funny.
But yeah, over time, I think within the next couple of years, I definitely am gonna you know, because I mean, I have way too many boxes. It's just, they're like, I'm starting to be like, man, I may have to build a house for my boxes, because it's just like, I feel like I'm on Amazon going, oh, let me get the 5-box deal. You know, it's like,
I mean, you know, you want to save some money. It's you gotta take advantage of the deal then.
And then those boxes, I'm like, I filled them up. That's the worst feeling, is when you're like, you don't even realize you fill up all 5 boxes, and then you're like, okay, where's all right, I know I have them around here, and it's like, you know, and you're like, no way I filled up those boxes. There's no way.
Yep, I'm doing that right now. I'm like, I know I had one extra. I thought I didn't build it yet, but I secretly feel like I know I did build it already.
then when you don't build the lid, and you see it, and you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah,
just a lid. Oh, like,
what
I
a
didn't
tease.
build that lid yet.
Yeah, exactly. Mark here asked if I read all the X-Men titles. Yeah, there are a lot of X books. Currently, I'm not reading all of them, but I am reading a lot of them. But yeah, there's certain ones that are a little bit more important to me, anyways, in with the stories and stuff. But I would like to go back at some point. There's so many, Mark. So yeah, definitely tough. So I wanted to ask you, Rosko, before we get into, because I got some rapid fire questions I want to send your way, but before we get into all that, I wanted to ask you one other question. It has to do with new readers. You know, there's a lot of new readers getting into this hobby, a lot of new hobbyists, new collectors, and big thanks to like the MCU films, the new Batman. Obviously, I'm hoping that Batman pulls in, you know, an audience of people that want to maybe explore comics in general, and just, you know, want to see this community continue to grow. So my question for you is, you know, if, you know, like I said, there's people out there right now who maybe are teetering on, oh, do I want to get into comics? Do I want to read something? What do I read? Where do I start? What do I do? What do I buy? What would be one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who is, you know, brand new to comics, or maybe they just started dabbling? What's something that comes to mind to you that you'd want to just give them a heads up on?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, be wise with your money. That is that I have to say, because when you first start in collecting, I think you go like a little too crazy, because it's new, it's exciting.
Yep.
And I think it's almost like you know, like you know, if like, you know, like when you get like you get a rush, you almost get like a high from something. Yeah. And the thing is that you're like, you know, like, and then I think FOMO sets in too. But to be honest with you, I think that my honest opinion is definitely be wise with your money. Yeah. Because the thing is that you're going to learn later. You're going to collect the way you want to collect, not the way that you think you're supposed to collect. But to be honest with you, I think that just to be wise with your money, and because you're going to find out there's a certain way you're going to want to collect. Yeah. Because I think when you first get into it, I think you want to try, like, oh well, I love Batman. Well, I'm gonna get Batman, and it's like, okay, well, you just bought because Batman. I mean, DC has what 8 Batman titles. I mean,
So,
it's
something like
insane,
that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I think you can get overwhelmed real quick with that kind of stuff. So, but like I said, just be cautious because you're gonna want something later down the line if you like, that you're like, man, well, I don't feel like spending it. Well, if you didn't spend all this on, on like these 17 books that you're like, oh, I like these,
Yeah.
instead of that one where you like, I love that book. I want that book so badly.
Yeah.
Because there's a book that I want and I missed out on it, and I'm suffering now because I don't think I don't think it's ever going to go down, and it's a very, very low print run. So,
Yep.
but yeah, so that's just to give everyone a heads up. It's Into the Spider-Verse. It's the 1 in 10 incentive where he's has the headphones on and he's in the spider web and he's got his hands behind his head chilling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a very low print run, and that book goes for I think the lowest I've ever seen is 500. So
Wow.
yeah, so but anyway, like I said, just you'll learn you're going to learn the way you're going to collect, because I can't say that up front to a person.
Sure.
Because
sure.
I can tell you, oh yeah, collect the way you want to collect. You're
Right.
not going to know the way to collect when you first get into the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's why I said be wise with your money, because eventually you're going to want to spend it on something way cooler down the road.
Sure. No, I think it's great advice, and definitely goes along with, as you're saying, like kind of the easy to get distracted or talked into other things that you might not necessarily care for. You mentioned FOMO before, which I know has definitely been a topic within the community. And yeah, just trying to be smart. Trying to be smart with your money, trying to do, take time, do research, look into what you're buying, look into what's out there. I totally agree with you there, man. And there's definitely good ways I think people can go about it where they can explore and still save money. And, I'll always recommend like digital reading to people in terms of just getting a taste of, what's out there before you go ahead and, buy something per se. But yeah, I think a lot of that just comes down to kind of budgeting, responsibility, and just being cautious, being smart with your money. So I think that's great advice, Rosko. And it's again, I like to bring this topic up because I know there are new folks out there, whether they want to admit it or not. And I hope that this can help. I hope this helps people, even if you're not new. Advice like that helps. So that's 100%, can be applied to anybody. So well said overall. We got Air Spider 23 in the house, and also Comic Ozzy in the house. What is up, Ozzy? Good to see you, my friend. Mark said this is for everyone. I don't see kids in LCS, only adults. Do kids read and collect anymore? When I was a kid, there was only kids in my LCS. Now I only see adults. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I think it depends a lot on like the parents of and who gets their kids into comics. I think the adults that you're seeing in comics, I hope maybe you see some that are buying them for their kids down the road, or if they have them. But it's interesting, and I mean I hope with the films and the shows and everything else that encourages more younger folks to continue to get into it.
I want to say something to Mark here real quick. Hey Mark,
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, brother, my LCS, how they get kids back into comic books and stuff is what they do is if you bring your report card. And like if you have good grades, they give you they give you I think like 2 free comic books.
Nice.
And
I love that.
And then also the dude that's owned my shop, he's owned that shop for a long time. He just recently had to let it go to the guy who's been there with him for the longest time. But what he would do, and he did it for everyone. But when he did it, when he did it for children and stuff, that kids that came in, he was like, "Oh, is this your first time here?" "Oh, yes, it is." He goes, "You pick any comic book off that shelf over there that you want, and you can have it." Because he had a kids section, but they were a lot of new comics. But he would let them pick a comic book. So I think if you talk to your LCS and if they're cool with showing having kids show off the report cards and stuff. And I think, get the word out for Halloween. They give out free comic books. You know, and it's fun to see other people dress up. So I think, like, if they do these kind of things, kids will be more into it. They'll want to read more. And I think you're right, though, Justin, with movies and television and stuff. Of course, like, I think the new, because I saw the trailer for it last night, the Super Pets, with Kevin Hart and Rock and stuff.
Yeah, Dwayne,
Let me tell you something. I guarantee you that gets kids into reading some of the books as well.
Totally.
I mean, and then IDW does Marvel stuff. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, the kid. Yeah, a lot of the kids stuff. I've seen
it's kids Marvel stuff, and I think that's really cool. And I think that people should explore that more. I think schools should explore those because like those are kids friendly. But to be honest, Mark, I think if you talk to your LCS and if they do something like with report cards and stuff, I think kids will then even with kids, word of mouth goes a long way. Totally. Like if you show if a kid goes, yo, look at this book I got for free for and then the kid goes, what? Yo, and he goes home, Mom, Johnny got Iron Man and I didn't, and then it's like, all right, honey, so
all it takes is one kid showing up at school with the new cool comic book, that's all it takes for them to start talking about it, But
that's what I'm saying. Hey, be a nerd, get the good grades and you get good comic books. I wish I had, was that when I was younger, but
yeah.
I was too cool to be a nerd.
Let's see. Air Spider says a lot of us do that. We spend money on weekly books that mean very little and miss out on books that we actually that would actually live forever in our collections. Yeah, it's definitely trying to find that balance of what it is that you really want, and if you want to keep up with the new stuff, that's one side of it, and and I think you can do both if you budget correctly or just be careful again with what you do. But I know just from my own experience, as you were saying, Rosko, where I would go to a store like a or an expo, like a Comic-Con of some sort, and just go digging into dollar bins, and I'd find a ton of stuff, but I spend like $100 in the dollar bin stuff, and sure, I'd have 100 books. But like later, I kind of look and be like, oh, well, or even like a year later, I'd be like, I don't really care for this, still care for that, and like, maybe even 25% of that I don't want. Then there's $25 that I'm like, well, I could have put that towards something I kind of did want, or something like that. So, true. It can,
those dollar bins, man, they can add up. I'm not gonna lie, because you're like, what? This is only $1?
Yeah, and this is only $1, and this is only $1.
$150 later. Well, remember, I got 150 comics.
Right.
But so that's another thing you learn too. Like when I'm going through dollar bin, like I literally will pull out like 7 books, and then I literally am only buying 3 because I'm like, why do I don't want that? Like it just looks cool at first, but But I do like weird stuff. Like I do love weird comic books, like Samurai Squirrel. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
the weird. That's awesome though. It sounds weird. It sounds cool. Sleepy says kids read online and graphic novels. That's true, very true. Online's a great platform for kids to get into. Phil says he sees kids at his on the weekends for his. I mean I definitely depending on when it is, usually the weekends for me too. I'll see like families in my LCSs, so it's definitely a good sign. Air Spidey 2 says my daughter collects comics. She likes My Little Pony, Sonic, and Wonder Woman. She has a short box at 6 years old. That is awesome, Air Spider.
Wow,
very cool. Awesome. And I love hearing that kind of stuff. I think this is why I like really one of the things that really pulled me into watching John from John's Comics with Kids and his Saturday morning shows is because it's him and his daughters. And it's only about what they read. Like they just get to talk about what they read, which is ultimately what I love about this hobby personally, is like reading a comic and then talking with my friends about the comic. Like that combination is my favorite. So seeing someone like John and bringing his family together where he can share those moments with his daughters. It's so special. So I love seeing stuff like this too, Air Spider, which is great. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Dave collects. Shout out to my man Dave over on Spine Ticks. He does the same thing with his boys. They open up stuff together. You should see and the excitement from them. It's just awesome. And they but they did a Lego thing. You should check that out. They did the 25, the Marvel event calendar of the Legos. Yeah,
talking my language now. Now you're talking.
He did that with his boys. They all opened it up and put it together. It was really great. Yeah. So when you say that, I love that. That stuff it's awesome.
I have no excuse for why I'm playing with Legos nowadays, but I don't have kids. I don't have kids, but I happen to have Thor just hanging out with me here. So these things happen, though. I'm just enjoying life,
We always have toys by us, right? I mean,
yeah,
like,
see, yeah, I love it. There you go, Roscoe, love it.
Actually, here's one. This one's right always by me.
That's
my old
sweet.
school.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. Used to love TMNT. That's really cool.
I love TMNT, man.
Phil says DC Fortnite books made a bit of a splash. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool to see if people got into Batman or whatever, through those Fortnite books. I know that DC was trying that for a little while, so that's cool.
It's funny you say that because I just interviewed Free Energy Comics. I don't know if you know Free Energy. I interviewed him
Free
on,
Energy.
That's the book that got him into collecting comic books.
Oh, the DC Fortnite?
Batman Fortnite crossover book.
Oh, nice.
Because he played Fortnite, and then so I had him on Between the Lines last Monday. So
very cool. Hey, we got my man Hyper Combo Comics in the house.
Hyper.
Good to see you, Hype. So very cool. All right, let's get into some wild stuff here, Rosko. And again, anyone just joining right now, make sure you're subbed up to this man. I put his information in the description below. Having a lot of fun here, Rosko. And we're gonna even kick it up another notch here with some of these ridiculous questions I'm about to ask you. Rapid fire. They're not always so rapid, but here we go. We're gonna dive into this, and I'm gonna just start this off with if you could only choose one, who is your favorite character of all time?
Comic book related or
comic book related?
I got to go Spider-Man. That's who started it off for me.
Nice. Well, in that case, also, what if you had to only choose one, who would be your favorite villain of all time?
Ooh, Juggernaut.
Oh, hell yeah! Nice. Juggernaut.
It was tough because I said Spider-Man, and I kind of answered that because I love Colossus. But I'm gonna stay with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my dude. So, but Juggernaut, Juggernaut, easy. That's an easy villain.
Nice. I love that you love Colossus too, by the way, though, because he's one of my favorites as well. And I like actually when Juggernaut and Colossus go head to head, which has happened multiple times. So
I have a lot of X-Men, X-Men related favorite. Like Dupe is amazing too. No one gives him enough credit.
Dupe, yeah, it's true. There's a lot of lower under the radar mutants out there. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my bad.
Air Spider just subbed you up.
Thanks,
appreciate that.
Hope you enjoyed some of the funny stuff I put up.
There you go. All right, next question here. Let's see. Let's go into if you could have a superpower, what would that superpower be?
Oh my gosh. It'd be ability to heal myself.
Ooh, okay, like Wolverine style.
Yep. Yeah,
nice.
just like the ability just to because I was thinking of strength, but I mean I say just to maybe heal myself and heal others. Can I do that? Just a healing,
like a healer of all. So
I can heal myself as well as I can heal others. So
that's dope. That's unique too. I don't know many powers out there that can necessarily do that. So it's really, when I think of healing, I think of Wolverine, but like the other side of it. I love that idea.
Like a safe, what are the, like when you get those, when you're in a game and you got to get to that first aid. That's the character. I'm first aid. No.
That'd be so great. Can you please make that a character, Rosko? Can you draw that out someday?
Actually, I should, right? You know what I also think of is when people are stuck in the the old school those big Siberian husky dogs with the barrel underneath them,
the save
people. That's another thing I was thinking too. I look more like that guy.
I mean, you got some of the hair, you got some of the fuzz.
Where's that barrel at? I need some.
That is funny. First aid. I could totally see kind of this superhero with cape. I don't know. You could have fun with that, man. Maybe you toy around with that. Here's a great question from the chat. I'm going to throw this one in at you. Phil says, "Who likes Scotty Young more, Dave Collects or Rosko?"
Oh man. Dave, I don't know. God, that's a tough one. I mean, I do love Scotty Young.
We got him stumped, Phil. We got him stumped.
I can't go against my man Dave, but I mean, I'm gonna say we're about even. I don't know if he's met Scotty Young. So that's
Oh.
I may have that advantage.
That little
and
edge.
I also do watch his YouTube. So I don't know if no.
You could be like, I do have that unique signature that I just showed earlier.
Yeah, does he have that old school Scotty signature?
Yeah, didn't think so. Dave's gonna watch this later. Like,
I know
this
Dave's like,
mother.
yeah. I'm gonna see him on Spine Ticks later. He's gonna be like, oh, I heard you on No Good Channel.
I heard what you said, man.
I heard what you said about Scotty.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we got Nick's Kicks and Comics in the house. What is going on, Nick? Good to see you, man. Been loving your live streams and stuff. Always a great guy in the community.
Oh yeah. I love Nick. He's amazing.
Hope all's awesome people in the chat. Absolutely. All right, let's see. We'll keep this going here. All right, this is tough. If you could only choose one, who is your favorite current comic book artist right now?
Okay, so I mean, I would love Humberto Ramos. I'm with Strange Academy. He's doing. Are we talking about interior or just overall?
Any artist? It could be interior, cover, just anyone.
Man, okay, I got because I'm. Oh my goodness!
I love how torn you are right now.
I also love Jorge Corona after but
yeah, the Me You Love in the Dark and all that. Yeah, Middle West.
Middle West. Oh my goodness. Let me see.
By the way, Gray Man says he met him and told him to shut up. He's talking about the.
Yeah, right. He told you to shut it. No. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna go with. All right, I'm gonna go because, like I said, I've been. All right, we're gonna go Humberto Ramos. I gotta go Humberto Ramos. If I'm just because I'm thinking of interior. Sure, I'm not really thinking of cover.
It counts. 100%.
Because I mean, I just have so many cover lovers, like artists, Josh Middleton to Stanley Archer to. I mean, there's so many. So interior, I'm just gonna base it on interior. I'm gonna go Humberto Ramos only because I love the cartoon aspect but I want Humberto Ramos now.
Right.
Humberto Ramos, Spider-Man with giant feet.
Not so much.
He's definitely but
he's grown. He's grown. Yeah. Hey, we got BDG Comics in the house. He says, Yasmin Putri, I am with you there. Loving the Dark Knights of Steel and what Putri's doing there for sure. So yeah, Rosko, great pick. Let's see, keep this going here. I got to bring up some X-Men. You were talking about X-Men earlier, so I got to ask you the question. If you could choose, I'll ask, what do you prefer? The original X-Men team, Stan Lee, or the new X-Men team, Chris Claremont?
I gotta go with Chris Claremont.
Yeah, boy.
That's my jam. Even though OG X-Men Beast without hair is like awesome. I don't know why. I really thought he was cool without like I mean, I don't get me wrong. Beast is a cool character with the blue fur.
Totally.
I mean, he also did have gray, but with the blue fur. But to be honest with you, I think he looked like one of those like gangster man, I'm thinking of like the old Bugs Bunny commercials. Like the guy that would be like the henchman. I just feel like the way he was built, he looked like I don't know. I was a big fan of him, but I gotta go with Chris Claremont for sure. I mean, I love Colossus. Colossus is my dude.
That whole team, man.
Storm,
Storm, Wolvie.
Storm is gorgeous. Storm with the mohawk is hands down probably the best Storm in history.
Yeah, man. I think that's John's favorite too. Yeah,
that's just so punk metal rock to me. It's so dope.
Badass.
I just I never would in a million years if somebody would like pitch that to me and I was like in the room like you hey, we're gonna give Storm a mohawk. No, you're not.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden I see it, and then I'm like, "Oh, yes, you are. Let's do it." You know what I mean? So,
make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's do a couple of this or that's here. Then I'm going to switch over to some non-comic book related stuff, but some this or that. I'm going to start off with Boom Studios or Aftershock.
Oh my gosh. I got to go with. I gotta go.
Mr.
I gotta
Indie
go with
reader.
Boom. Yeah, I gotta go with Boom. Yeah.
Boom. Nice. Yeah. No, they. I mean, yeah, they're both killing it. So I don't blame you either way.
That's a really tough question for me, bro. I mean, I'm
you're not gonna
obsessed
like me,
with
bro.
indies.
You're not gonna. You're not gonna like.
But I gotta go with Boom because my jam is from Boom. So
love it. Let's see. In terms of writer, Tom. Actually, I'm gonna change this one up a little bit. In terms of writer, I'm gonna go James Tynion or Ram V.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I honestly fell in love with Ram V after Layla Starr.
So good.
Holy mackerel.
So great.
Oh, yeah. But I got to go with James the Fourth. That's my dude, man. I mean, I love so many of his titles.
Yeah.
And I haven't met him, but he just seems like a regular dude. Like, I feel like I could be like, hey, man, you want to go get a beer? Yeah, sure. And it's just like, hey, yeah. Boop, boop, boop. You know what I mean? Like, totally. He just seems like a dude. Yeah. And, but for how talented he is to be writing, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, what's it? 5 books all at the same time.
At least.
Yeah. And and just to stay like with all of them being good.
Being great, yeah.
I mean, it's like that's not just easy. So I got to go with James the Fourth on this, man.
I'm with you. Yeah, no, that's definitely not.
I mean, nothing against Ram V because, like I said, I'm still learning him. So totally. I mean, it could change in a year, but I'm still getting to learn his writing. But Layla Starr blew me away, though. That was a gorgeous book.
Totally.
Well, issue number 3 again. Still, I'd say issue number 3 was phenomenal. The
I agree.
Point of the cigarette, that was amazing. But anyway, if you haven't read that, read that book.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely, and I always like to clarify with people when I ask these this or that, it's not saying that you do not like the other side.
No,
they both are amazing. They're both amazing. Yeah.
It's just super tough. You're like,
feels bad. Yeah, it feels bad to just pick one.
It's like, what do you want, food or water?
Yeah. Well, it's only going to get harder from here, Rosko. So the next one, next question for you is Jim Lee or Todd McFarlane?
Oh my God, what is going on here? Oh gosh, I got. Oh man, I love McFarlane. God, I love McFarlane because McFarlane is that's like the Spider-Man I was like, reading when I was.
But did you ever tell McFarlane to shut up?
I know. I never did. I never met McFarlane though. That's the thing. I never met McFarlane.
You never had the opportunity to tell him to shut up.
Yeah, I never. Yeah, when I do see him, you heir that? I'm coming for you. I'm coming to tell you. I'm coming for you, McFarlane.
First
coming for you,
words.
Todd Father. You're done. No. I got to go with Jim Lee because I can't leave my man. I told him shut up once already. I can't leave him. I can't leave him down again.
Yeah, when Jim Lee rewatches this, he's gonna be like, "You better pick me," because he watches the show, right?
He will email me later.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
I saw your origin story.
Yeah. What up, Paul? That is funny. All right, let's see. Keep this going here. Pizza or cake?
Pizza.
Yes, I'm with you there. Pepsi.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Okay, let me ask you something because
go on.
I'm bringing up Dave Collects a lot today, but Dave Collects. Oh, because when I think of cake, I don't think of cheesecake. Is cheesecake in that category? I feel like cheesecake is its own separate entity.
I kind of feel the same way. It's just
okay. So are you saying that if it's like birthday cake?
Yeah, birthday cake.
Ice cream cake is good too, though. Ice cream cake. No. All right, we're going pizza. We're going pizza. All right.
Love it. Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi. I had one last night for the first time in like a long time.
That's fair.
I don't know.
I'm a Coca-Cola guy, but that's
and that's funny. It's people are either Coke or Pepsi, and it's like I hate Pepsi because I love Coke, and it's like I don't mind either one. But to me, I don't know why. I just like last night I was like, I have Pepsi. I haven't had one, and I couldn't tell you how long. Like I don't drink soda, so it's like I was like, I'm getting a Pepsi, and then I drank it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, this is a 3-hour movie. What am I doing? Like,
what am I doing? Yeah, you had to prepare yourself for that movie, that Batman film. So
you have to make sure you get a diaper that's big enough. No,
I stopped. I had the movie I went to see last night. It was at 7:00. I stopped drinking liquids at like 3:30. I was like, I'm not gonna do that to myself.
You're like, all right, let me get enough saltiness and bread to absorb. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna dehydrate myself. I'll deal with it later, and just go with it. So, all right, let's see. Let's keep this going here. do one more this or that. This is tough one too. Jenny Frizen or Jen Bartel?
Oh man. Oh gosh.
Told you it doesn't get easier. Circum says Cokes for him. Pepsi products are too sweet. I'm with you, Circumstances. I'm with you.
Well, see, that's why, like, and that's why I get the sweet one. Yes. Yes.
Classic right there.
I wish I could get RC Cola. Let me tell you something. RC Cola is expensive. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I bet it is. Yeah, you don't see it that much anymore. It's not your average drink nowadays.
Oh man. Okay, so Jenny Frizen's eyes are incredible. Jen Bartel's
wait. Her eyes or the drawing of the eyes she draws?
Both.
Okay. Why do I even ask that question? That's a silly question.
But no, the way she does eyes and the way that she can make eyes sparkle blows me away. But Jen Bartel's warmth and like cooling of using certain colors just makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go with Jenny Frizen only because, like I said, the eyes are the way to the soul, and I think that, and that's the thing I like most. Like, I love eyes on a female too. So, but I love both. But
Sove says you are correct, sir. So Sove is always in the background, just waiting to either correct the person or to say they are correct, because he's always on Jenny Frizen side.
I'm glad I was correct. All right.
Yeah, you would have heard from Sove if you went with Bartel. But they're both fantastic. Yeah, they're both
colors
fantastic.
that Bartel uses though. Like I said, like the warmth and the cooling, like different color. Like it's amazing. But like I said, I don't know. I think I have more Frizzon covers.
Same. I think I ultimately do.
And
too.
how do you say Jenny Frizen or do you say Frizzon?
Like, I say Frizen. I just say Frizen. Yeah.
I try to be French about it.
I love it. No, I love it. Frizzon. She's like, it's a Genet.
Well, Mark will probably correct me here soon.
We're gonna get a lot of DMs later. Like, by the way, guys, it's this. All right, let's change this up here a little bit, and then we'll kind of wrap things up around the hour and a half mark. So again, appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Got a couple of non-comic book related questions for you, Rosko, before we close out, and then I'll give you the floor if there's anything you want to promote at the end here, and then we'll have everybody on their way. So I'm going to start out with some music, man. Let's talk a little music here. Where do you stand with music in general? Like, what's your favorite genre, if you have one? And do you have a specific like artist or band that you're just like, yep, that's literally my number one favorite, artist or band out there?
Okay, so I love everything. I love music in general.
Nice.
It's just amazing. People are like, oh, do you even like the, like stuff that's like, rah, like the screamo type stuff? I actually do, because if you ever listen, because people are not listening to the other instruments that are in that band, like the drums are insane.
Yeah, the double bass and
the guitar. I mean, it's amazing. So, but I love all types of music. There's nothing I really, you know what I mean? There has to be something that's like really bad for me not to like. But because I can even listen to polka music if I needed to.
Sure.
But
as long as it's good, I'm down,
But I have seen someone in concert about like 15 times in my life, though.
Whoa.
And that is Dave Matthews Band.
My God, that's awesome.
I'm obsessed with Dave Matthews Band.
Really? That's cool.
I saw them when I was a young lad. And just the way that they just had multiple instruments.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And it kind of where I fell in love with live music. And but I do love live music. I like live music. I'm a big fan of like I said, Dave Matthews Band, because when I go to see them, it's not only is it just phenomenal music, but it's also a light show.
Yeah.
Like there's like a whole experience with it. And I just, like I said, I've always been a Dave Matthews Band fan. Even Dave Matthews by himself, with him and Tim Reynolds, is like a dream of mine, just to go and see a small, just acoustic, chill, like venue with them two playing.
Yeah.
is probably like one of my ultimate
Hmm.
would be like one of the coolest things in history.
That's cool, man. I've
But
gotten into some Dave Matthews. I've never seen him live, but I definitely enjoy some classic, Dave Matthews stuff. And one day would like to, because I've heard amazing things about the show he puts on.
Well, I just got to tell you, bro. When we talk backstage, I'm going to tell you a couple a couple albums just to listen to that that will give you that kind of experience that it's just phenomenal. So we'll talk about that. But cool. Something I'm hooked on. But I do love hip hop.
Nice.
I love hip hop. And I love 80s. 80s is awesome. Yep. Hey, and that's the thing. I can listen to everything though. Like I said, I mean, but I've been hooked on one album for like almost, I don't even know. I feel like it's been already a half a year, and I still am listening to the same album. And it's the Tory Lanez album. I just sent it to Sheena. Sheena and I were just talking about it. I sent her the some of those songs. I'm obsessed with that album right now because it's like I like The Weeknd. So it's got this Weeknd vibe.
Totally.
But it's got this 80s sound, and I can't stop listening
which is what Weeknd has too. He's like has some 80s vibes to it as well. I am with you, man. Tory Lanez is somebody I did not know up until just before the pandemic, I think, like maybe 6 months to a year before the pandemic, and started hearing it. Actually, my barber that I was going to at the time, they were jamming out to some Tory Lanez that I'd never heard of before, and I love the vibe. So I'll have to explore some of the newer stuff. But great choices, man. And I'm with you all around. Like I don't dismiss any genre. I mean, everything out there. I go from metal. I go to country. I grew up on country. I was brainwashed on country. I always say my mom was always a diehard fan of country music. So, I can sing you, Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart all day long, and even the new stuff, which I really enjoy. So, yeah, I'm with you overall. There's just great music all around.
Yeah, I can listen to country, though. Yeah, opera. I mean, yeah, it's there's a bunch of stuff. But I love music, though.
JD, what up, Ragin? He says, driving but listening. Drive safe, my friend. Drive safe.
Yes.
All right. Next question here for you is, we got to talk some sports here, bro. So I got to bring up to you. I already know the answer to this, but maybe the folks don't at home. So let me know. Well, let me ask you this. What is your favorite? Yeah. As he gets closer and closer to the screen, what is your favorite sports, and what are your favorite teams of any of the sports that you watch or listen to? Obviously, the one on your hat's a very obvious one.
Well, I'm a big football fan, so New York Giants. That's my team.
Nice.
But growing up in Jersey, there's not many Jersey teams. But I grew up in I was born in North Jersey. So the thing is that up in North Jersey, you're Giants. That's it. I mean, there weren't really too many Jets, but Giants were the team. So when I was born, I was literally born and I was wrapped in a Giants shirt. Yankees. I'm a big baseball fan. I like the Yankees.
Nice.
Hockey. I'm a New Jersey Devils fan. Yeah, baby, Yankees, baby. I don't even know if we're going to see baseball. That's blowing my mind. That's an hour conversation on a different show. But anyway, I love hockey. New Jersey Devils. That was my team. Shout out Martin Brodeur. If Uncanny Swag is still in the building, better than Patrick Waugh. And I'm a big New York Knicks fan, man. I love basketball. Nice. But I mean, as I got older, I started. I could watch kind of almost any kind of sport. Tennis got me interested. I did enjoy watching some of like Joker and stuff, and some of those guys. They were really cool to watch. But I mean, like I said, as I'm getting older, I could even. I know it sounds weird, but like golf. I can watch some golf now. Dude, I can't watch it for I can't watch it probably like you for like 3 hours, but if you can, I can watch it for a certain amount of time. But
that's fair. That's fair.
but I mean, but to be honest with you, I may have to get a little bit older.
Sunday golf on a Sunday is good because that's the final day as they come up to who's going to really win. That's a little more exciting at least. So,
but yeah, that's basically. I'm a big football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Those are my, nice. But I don't really have any other teams. I mean, growing up, I did actually, Circum, he's going to love this. He's going to go crazy. But growing up, I LT kind of was finishing up his career, so it was like more towards the industry. So I really didn't get to like watch him like hardcore. So the next best linebacker that I fell in love with was Derek Thomas of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I became a little bit of a Chiefs fan.
Okay.
And I remember Christmas, I got a Derek Thomas jersey with a Kansas City Chiefs hat. And I don't know if you remember the hats, but it was the ones that had like they called them the shark fins, but it had that like pattern where it had just like the zigzag around the whole hat. And it was so 90s. It was ridiculous. Yeah, Derek Thomas.
He's going nuts right now. He goes boom.
Yep. Yeah. So growing up, Joe Montana played for them. I mean, how was that? Like, how could I not like be like, oh man, I kind of like secretly like this team. And then I don't know if he's going to know this name, but Neil Smith. I loved Neil Smith, the nose tackle. Oh, big number 90, Neil Smith. He had a big old, like, the breathing thing, you put on your nose. He had, like, and he always had it, like,
strips.
He always had it doctored up and stuff. Let me see. My man, Circum, where's he at? I'm calling out Neil Smith. If you know, you know. So if you're a hardcore Chiefs fan. But yeah, I mean, I don't really like my teams though are Giants. I don't really like have too many other like. Oh well, I also like that team, but Yep.
Neil Smith ruled the AFC West for many years.
Yep.
He said between Chiefs and Broncos.
Yep. Bringo.
Very nice. Yep. Very nice. Well, now I mean, Chiefs they're a beast of a team now. I'll tell you that.
Patty Mahomes
does not. Yeah. He's a scary dude, man.
Tyreek Hill.
Can't keep up with that guy. Even watching him on screen, I can't keep up with that guy.
Yeah, right. It's funny. I don't know if you know. He didn't get inducted. I don't think, but Devin Hester. I think he was. Did he get inducted?
I don't know. I know he was like brought. I know he was brought.
I think he got snubbed. He was in first ballot, but I think that Tyreek Hill is Devin Hester if Devin Hester could run routes.
That's fair.
Sorry. I'm a hardcore I'm a hardcore sports fan. So
no, you're right though, and he also couldn't catch as well as Hill can catch. I feel like
exactly. So that's the thing.
He was a returner, right? He was more of a returner for the most part.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, that was his main thing. Yeah,
that was the Bears, right? Wasn't he on the Bears?
Yeah. But he caught. I mean, he did like he caught some passes.
Sure.
If he could run routes like Tyreek Hill runs routes, then you know.
I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah.
Sorry, like I said, we could talk sports for another hour. So
yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. You know me, man. I'm right there with you. I love my sports. So, all right. Let's see a couple other things here before we wrap up, though. If you could, what would be 3 elements that you would describe as part of a perfect day for you? If there were just 3 things that would go along with something that happened in the day where you just be like, man, today was just literally the perfect day. What would that be? What does that look like to you?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I got to involve my LCS. If I get like if I find like a monster book or something, if I have a really good day hunting at my LCS or at any LC, like at any shop, a really good meal. Like a really good meal. I mean, I'm not going to just like say what meal, but if I had like a bomb meal, that definitely makes a day. And then honestly, friends and family just laughing it up. You know what I mean? And that yeah. I mean, like I said, family, friends, and that's like, and that involves everyone, you know what I mean? There's people that I've met in the community, just like, and again, my family, just laughing and being together. It honestly, that helps, that soothes the soul, that helps that just helps your aura as a person. And it just, it just makes you feel better. So I think that a good meal, and then like really good hunting at my LCS, getting some bomb books or something, or, that
in the dollar bins.
Man, let me tell you, I've got some gold in some of them. Me and Freaky Louie, shout out my boy Freaky Louie.
Nice.
We definitely love our dollar bin diving here in Florida. So
very nice.
But yeah, I guess that would be the 3 things that would be like totally awesome though.
It sounds like a perfect day to me, man. That would definitely be that would describe mine as well. Confirmed. Yeah, Hester got snubbed. Ridiculous.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
All right. So last question here, and you mentioned food. We got to close it out with some food here, some food talk here. So I'm going to ask you if you could, what's your perfect ideal of like a Friday night meal? Like what's your go-to, whether it's, you're ordering or you're going out to eat, or you're cooking at home, like what's your preferred like go-to?
You mean like every Friday, or if it was just like on a whim, like if I just like,
or like tonight, even just if it was tonight, you're just like, you and the fam, you can just go anywhere you want. Like, what would you just like your go-to? Like, you know what? Let's just, it doesn't have to be every, just, a special occasion. What would be your number one, like go-to meal?
Oh man. All right. So I don't eat it a lot, which but I would love like just to go to I like steak, but I also love chicken. So there's a place that I would go if I could go someplace. There's a place here in West Palm called Texas de Brazil.
Ooh, okay.
And they, it's like they come and they like, hey, filet mignon wrapped in bacon. Oh yes, I'll take 5 of those. You know what I mean? Like that's the place. Like they come around and they have like these big.
Where is this place? Tell me now.
Oh, dude, if you come down here, bro, we're going to West Palm, and I'm telling you, man,
sounds great,
dude. So honestly, that is my place. Like that's where I would go because.
Nice.
Because it's chicken. I mean, I'm not a big seafood guy, but it's seafood for people who like seafood. But there's nice steaks, pork chops. I mean, and there's all varieties of different stuff. And then the sides, don't even get me started. But it's all buffet. It's all you can eat for a $50 plate.
Oh, wow.
And then you have like this little chip that you have.
Yeah.
And you flip it over when it's green. So when the people walk around with these big skewers of like chicken, basil chicken and, like I said, bacon wrapped filet mignon or whatever, like sounds literally. So oh yeah. And the thing is that you flip your card over to when you want enough, so it's like, they'll be like, oh, okay, here's 1, 2. And then I'm like, yeah, all right, one more. Come on. But yeah, it's, yeah, right. I know. Like I'm getting hungry. My mouth is salivating. There are some
best sushi. I'm a big sushi guy, so
yeah, there's some bomb sushi places there too.
So I never heard of this place that you're talking about, and it's cool that it's like like you said, it's like a buffet where you could just pay $50. I mean that's dangerous if anything, but it sounds like you really get your money's worth if you.
There's no doubt. I mean, and there's like a full all right, so I'm a big cheese. Like I love cheese. I'm like Monterey Jack on Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, like cheese obsessed.
Yeah.
They have like a cheese area where there's a bunch of different types of cheeses. And,
give me options, man. That's the best.
Gosh, let me tell you, it's insane. And then they have like a whole salad. Like if you're like, oh, I can eat seafood and but there's not a lot. Then you can have this bomb salad area and. Oh, I tell you, that's my place. So I love that place.
Very cool, man. Great choices. Yeah. Air Spider says you better watch out walking around with bacon. It won't last long, I imagine. Yeah, Mark says the perfect day here for him is a great breakfast. One of my books go from worthless to being worth over 60K and a 20-minute.
Yes. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
He said I'd probably die after that. Mark, what's interesting is the 60K specifically, that value. I mean, it's a lot. It has a lot of money, but it's great. Great choices for a perfect day. Well, Rosko, this is what I had for you, man. These are the questions I had. This was a complete blast to do with you and hang out with you. So I appreciate you. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Before we go though, let the folks know at home where they can find you. If you have any shows coming up that you want to mention here real quick before I know you got your show coming up here too. But take the floor, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So you can find me at my channel is Geek Out with Rosko. I do a show every 2 weeks on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Chris from Cardboard Crazies. We do a show called Between the Lines where we interview a guest and we all draw, we think of a topic beforehand and then we draw regarding that topic. And it's about an hour and a half long show. We do that bi-weekly. And on the 14th, we're going to have my man TM Nerdy is going to be on there. I can't wait.
Nice.
So yeah,
TM Station.
Yep. Tune in for that. Also, like I said, if you go to my page, I do unboxing videos. I have a show that I call Rosko's Late Night Addiction. That pops up every once in a while when I'm, like I usually do it as my unboxing video, and then it turns out to be like a 5-hour long show. Usually it's with my man Evil Mike, and I just open up because I like to save, like, I've had AOKs, let me tell you, from amazing people in this community. Thank you so much to everyone. Absolutely love everyone in this community. It's incredible, the generosity and just the overall love that I get and the support. Thank you all so much. So usually that's what I open up to that, and that can pop up anytime. So, I don't really have a set schedule with that one. And then I do, hey, you can catch me today in about 15 minutes. I'm going to be on Cover Slingers over on Grayman's channel, where we show covers and people vote, and we have a judge, and Matilda, she gives us a grade of like what she thinks the book is. We have a different topic every week, so that's fun. And then also you can catch me on Spine Ticks Baby Saturdays. Nice. All the time. You can always catch me on Spine Ticks, man. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. I believe Pacific, over on the West Coast. So, but Spine Ticks, you can catch me over there, just being wild, goofy, having a good old time. If you missed last time, most of the clips are about me. So if you want to see more of this crazy mug, then you should come over there and check out my channel, Geek Out with Rosko and Spine Ticks. So again, appreciate you so much. Again, I love this community. Everyone in this community has been so terrific and just generous and just, overall been just very warming and welcoming me. So I want to say thank you again. And Justin, thank you, brother. I know we've been talking for like over 2 years now. I mean, sports to comics to rain,
and more rain and more. Rain.
But yeah, I just have to say thank you so much. It's an honor. It's a great opportunity. I appreciate you having me on here. And thank you. I truly appreciate it. And again, everyone watching in the chat, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for spending time with me, watching me, and also if you're watching the rewind, thank you so much. I truly appreciate all of you.
You right now watching the replay right now. We appreciate you. Looking at you. Absolutely. Thank you. So it was a great show today. Air Spider said, I imagine guys with beards discussing cheese and bacon like rich guys talking about jewelry.
It's very true. Yes, we do. We eat with our pinky up, Yeah.
So great. Again, everybody in the chat right now, thanks so much who stopped by, hung out with us. This was a blast. As Rosko said, if you're watching that replay, thank you for taking that time to do so. As Phil said, shout out to Rosko's doctor for giving him the day pass.
This is a green screen behind me. No.
Yeah.
I still got 5 minutes.
Again, Rosko, thank you, man, for just being who you are and the dedication that you give to this community. You show that with your heart and soul and the passion that you have for these books, and for the friends and folks that we've met throughout this community. I love your saying this, this community is the best. It is the best community out there. And can't say that enough. So you're spot on. And again, anybody who's not following Rosko, I put his information in the description. So make sure you do that. Check that out as well. I should be back next Saturday, on time. As that's the 12th. Yeah. So I'm actually be interviewing Scheme Richards, for Comic Collector Origins next Saturday. That'll be 2:00 Eastern. So looking forward to that. Otherwise though, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your time. And, hopefully we'll see you during the week. And next time we will catch you later.